Hi guys, it's Ani from Create Your Future, and today I have a success story, and we're gonna go over some do's and don'ts, tips and tricks to get your manifestation faster than usual. So stay tuned for that. This success story was one of my clients that took the Manifest Your SP Now course, and then she also signed up for one-on-one coaching afterwards, because once she did the Manifest Your SP Now course, she literally got movement the next morning, which I'm so happy for her. That's amazing. And if you're watching, hey girl, I promised I would make a video for you for your success. So here it is. And so what was going on was her SP was ignoring her. So she was like messaging, calling, texting. He wouldn't reply back, and she was getting really worried. And then she was like, you know what? I'm gonna put my all into my internal thoughts rather than looking for validation from 3D right now. So she tried out the course. She said it was very, very therapeutic. And the reason for that is, guys, and the course also, it's in the Manifest Your SP Now course, a lot of the things I talk about and the techniques we do in that course, I do myself. I would do myself when I was manifesting my SP. So everything I share with you guys is from personal experience. And what was therapeutic for her was the getting into depth and detail of what she wants, being clear on what she wants, where she is now versus where she wants to be, and what to do from the moment of affirming and doing the course to moment of receiving. So that in between time, which kind of confuses a lot of us. So I'm so happy for her. She is now talking to SP. They're in communication again, which is great. She got the one-on-one coaching session as well, because once you get communication with your SP, there is a lot of, there is still doubts and fears and anxious thoughts going on. I know from, coaching all these people and even myself, I remember even when you get in communication, there's still a lot of things that trigger you, right? SP might tell you something you didn't want to hear. Maybe tells you something like, oh, it's never going to work out. Forget it. We'll just be friends with benefits, so things like this show up. That is also a part of a purging process I talk about in another video. So if you are experiencing anything like that, once you guys have gotten back together or once you guys are talking again, SP's telling you weird things like that you really didn't think they would say, or a lot of old beliefs are coming up, fears are coming up. In that video, I addressed that purging process as well. So what I want to address is so how to accelerate the manifestation process. There's no real secret or trick, but what I found that helped me the most and my clients the most is focusing on self-concept. And I know a lot of you are like, oh my God, here we go again, self-concept. I remember when I was going through my, process and journey and all of that, manifestation, I would hate when I would have to switch affirmations. I don't know why. I wouldn't like doing this. Because obviously I had to face myself. So this whole manifesting, process is literally you facing yourself. Literally the reactor and creator in you facing each other. You got to get real with yourself. If you're not lying to anyone but you, because the universe at the end of the day, as much as you convince yourself, no, I'm good, I'm on top of my thoughts, you can't lie, because it's all energy, right? So energy doesn't lie. universe hears you, feels you, listens to your thoughts, so you can't really lie to anyone or anything because you're constantly being felt and heard, right? So self-concept. Once you guys really embrace who you are, your power, how amazing you are, what you have to offer. And I know this sounds so like cliche, like everybody says it, but if you look back, every single time I bet you something good happened, or, you know, SP came through, or you had a huge breakthrough, you either were focusing on yourself, you either were going with the flow, didn't really care, right? And why does it happen like that? I want to address that also. So a lot of people think, oh, it only happens when I don't care. Like, he comes through or she comes through when I don't really care. It's not that you don't care. It's just you're not attaching so much resistance or resistant thoughts or opposing thoughts in that moment. You're either distracted, or you're focused on yourself, or you're in the present moment. Most of the time, you'll realize when you get a manifestation, you're just in the present moment. You're not worried about past. You're not worried about future. This is key. This is a total do, right? So we're talking about do's and don'ts. This is a total do. Stay in the present moment as much as you can. Should you affirm? Yes, affirm. Affirm, you know, anytime you think about SP, anytime you think about your manifestation, affirm your desire. Affirm it's happening. Affirm it's gonna happen. Affirm it. But try to stay present as much as you can. When you are present, you will find your energy more neutral, more at a peace of mind state rather than worry or doubt. When we're focused on the past, I should have done this, I could have done that, why did I say this, I should have said this to SP, if I said that to SP they would be talking to me right now, like all these thoughts, right? Irrelevant. If you keep focusing on those thoughts, you're just prolonging your manifestation process. Or if you keep focusing on future thoughts, like what's gonna happen, like I wanted to spend let's say like I wanted to spend my birthday with SP, my birthday's getting close, I haven't heard from SP yet, what, like, is he ever gonna call me, is he talking to somebody else, is she talking to somebody else, like all those thoughts, again, irrelevant. Why? It's not your desire. Though that focus, remember, I always say it, the consequence of focus, and it's not always a consequence, but I say it as a consequence to get you thinking like, okay, if I'm thinking a negative thing, I'm not going to think it anymore, right? Because there's a consequence. What do I mean? Your focus creates more of that current focus. So let's say I'm thinking, I have not received a call from my SP. I have not received a message from my SP, any communication from my SP, right? What should I do? Should I check Facebook? Should I check Instagram? Should I check social media? What should I do, right? All of these thoughts in that moment, what you're doing is you're telling the universe, hey, this force that's co-creating with me, guess what? Haven't heard from him, haven't heard from her. And I'm focused on it right now. What should I do? Should I check 3D? Validate myself through 3D? Universe is like, you guys, she's literally, right now, she's literally affirming, don't have it, and I need it, but I don't have it, and I need it, but I don't have it. I desire it, but I don't have it, and I need it, and I don't have it, and desire it, and don't have it. That's literally what you're saying. It doesn't matter the thoughts or the words. If it's coming from lack, and it's coming from a place of I don't have, but I want, but I don't have, that's literally what you're affirming. So if you're doing that and you're affirming like morning, afternoon, evening, or throughout your day, you're doing your mantra and you're focusing on the lack, like where is it, I don't have it, where is it, I don't have it, what you're pretty much doing is canceling out at all the work you're doing. So you're going in with all these positive desired thoughts, and then you're going in with all the, oh, 3D doesn't show me any of it, I don't have any reassurance or validation from 3D. Cancel each other out. Does that make sense? If it makes sense, comment down below. So in those moments when you find yourself feeling that way, just go to self-concept. And I get this question a lot from clients. Like, don't worry, you guys. If you go to self-concept, don't think like your SP is going to forget about you or you're not specific enough. No, 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 no. When you go to self-concept and you work on self-concept, you yourself, how you view yourself. So self-concept affirmations will be like, I'm desired, I'm pursued. People in my 3D reality always receive me well. They find me magnetic. Everybody wants to be in my presence. Everybody finds me intoxicating. Everyone comes to me for advice. Everybody wants to be my friend, wants to be close to me, wants to know me on a personal level. When you focus things like this, right, it's kind of like two birds with one stone. So it's not only you yourself, but those affirmations you're sending out. So see yourself as like a satellite, right? Those waves you're sending out through those self-concept affirmations, everybody around you is receiving that. Everybody, parents, siblings, friends, cousins, SPs, co-workers, boss, like everybody's receiving that energy and those affirmations, and they're thinking it's their idea because everyone's you pushed out, and they now approach you differently. So one more thing I want to say, when one person shows you that your self-concept is working, like if one person comes up to you, compliments you, tells you how magnetic you are, how intoxicating you are, I always want to talk to you, I always want to be in your presence. When that happens, just know one person received it, everybody around you received it. There's no such thing that says one person can receive it, but not the other people in your life. This affirmation was only meant for one person. When you affirm, you double, quadruple, triple, you maximize that affirmation. So it's constantly going to show up until you change the affirmation or until you change your assumption. So I'm sure, because a lot of my clients have mentioned this also, and if this has happened to you, comment down below. Like, let's say you affirmed to see like a yellow car, right? So you see one yellow car, and then you see two, and then you see three, and then you see four, and then you're literally just like, it's all yellow cars on the freeway, right? So if that's happened to you, that's because your affirmations and your assumptions, they have to maximize, like double, triple, quadruple. That's just the universe's way of showing you love. Like, it's like, hey, look, I'm doing it for you. I'm doing your affirmations for you. Your wish is my command, like. So if that's happened to you, comment down below. When it comes to SP, if you feel exhausted, if you feel frustrated, if you feel like there's just no movement, if you just want faster results, go back to self. Because the truth is, it's you against you. It's the old programming, old thoughts in you versus the new person you're becoming, the new creator you're becoming. And those two sometimes, try to fight. Those two butt heads. Why? Because the old programming has been there longer, but the new creator, the new way you're trying to program yourself as a creator, because you have power, it's powerful as well. This one is heavier because this one, you've been doing it for a long time. These old thoughts, doubts, fears, questioning, it's heavier because you've been doing that for a long time. Nobody told you everybody's you pushed out. Now you're researching everybody's you pushed out. Now you're practicing it. Now you're experimenting with it. Now you see some movement, some evidence, whether if it's not from SP, you're seeing it from other places. That's why you're motivated to continue doing it, right? So you have power. You're experimenting with it. But you also know the old thoughts are heavier. I want this one to win for you. I want the creator in you to push through, break through, and win. Because that's your birthright. That is why you're here, to experience your desires. So self-concept, you guys. Some things I would do to just, feel good in the moment, get out of that questioning, doubtful thoughts, the fears. What I would do is literally put on some of your favorite music, drive around, dance, just do stuff. Like, if you had your SP now, you would probably do that and have fun, right? You wouldn't be sitting worried, questioning, and anxious if you had SP now, right? So this is also like living in the end as well. I want you to have fun. I want you to be in your present moment as much as you can. Like what I used to do as well. So I would not always want to go work out and walk or whatever, but I would kind of push myself to do so just to be in the present moment. So what would I do? I would go out for a walk. I would put on some, old songs I really, really love that just put me in such a good feeling. And I would start focusing things on like what would make me be in the present moment right now. Well, looking at around all the houses I'm passing by as I'm walking, really like feeling the beat of the music. Just looking at all the nice plants, trees, flowers, how beautiful the colors are, like feeling that like cold air as I'm walking. Those things get you in the present moment. Why do I want you to be in the present moment? And it doesn't matter like what you do, like you don't have to do what I did, but why do I want you to be in the present moment? When you're in the present moment and you're focused on what's in front of your face right now, you don't have time to worry and doubt. You're literally not questioning anything at that moment. A lot of people do this when they're swimming, like when they're swimming, or when you're working out. Although I know you can think other things, but when you're in that moment, you're just focused on that moment. Like, let me get my workout in, let me get my dance in, let me get my swimming in, So let me get like this hobby that I'm working on, let me work on that. Like when you're doing those things, you're more neutral. But when you're sitting around just checking social media for validation, for reassurance, where's my SP? I wonder what they're up to, right? When you're doing that, you're kind of setting yourself up for like, so what you're doing is you're focusing on lack. And when you focus on lack, you're literally setting yourself up to experience more lack. And you don't want to do that when you're putting in all this work, right? Like it's such a waste of time when you can accelerate by being in present moment, by focusing on yourself and how amazing you are. And you know what? I'll be real with you. Like you might not feel amazing at this moment. You might not feel good enough at this moment. You might not feel worthy enough at this moment because you don't have SP right now and that's what you're in need of. But if you can just bring yourself out of that negativity into just neutral, if you can just take yourself out of feeling those things slowly by doing one small thing, two small things a day, new things, try out new things, get your focus on new things, out of your comfort zone, put on your favorite music. And I know it, like I'm repeating these things, but it's so important, you guys. It's so important to remember who you are and how powerful you are. When you're focused on someone else 24/7, you forget how powerful you are. And I don't want you to do that. And I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm speaking from every single success story. Do you have to believe in your affirmations or believe like it's happening now? No, you don't. Do you have to feel or force yourself to feel positive all the time? No, you don't. But I do want you to be in a neutral place. I do want you to be more present than usual. I don't want you to be focused on past, what happened, what I said, what he said, what she said, what could have gone better, what could have been done at that moment. Past, irrelevant. That's not focusing on your desire. That's straight up focusing on past and recreating it to happen more and more. Or you're focused on your future and you're like, what if he's talking to somebody else? What if this? What if that? What if I'm, single forever? I never get my SP. No. Again, focusing on lack. Doesn't matter past or future. You're still focusing on lack. Focus on present. What can I do now? What would I do now if I had what I want? Would I worry? No. Actually, you would be celebrating. You would be celebrating the text, the call from the SP. You would be celebrating how amazing you are and how everybody around you felt that, right? So that's what I want you guys to do. This client, when I first started the video, she was a course client. She got her success, her small movement from the course the next morning. So she did the course in the evening and she got it in the morning. And then we are now continuing doing sessions because, again, even when you guys get some movement, this would happen to me. Like, I would get movement back in the day when I was manifesting my SP, and then I would still have the same doubts and fears because those don't go away in 24 hours, because most of the time those doubts and fears, you're literally looping them all the time until you realize you shouldn't. You're doing it all the time, right? So those are heavier than you being a creator or you consciously creating. So we want to discipline ourselves to have our thoughts more towards our desire, be in the present moment. Self-concept is key. Work on it. If you want to accelerate your manifestation, that's a very good way to do so. And just know that this is like a lifestyle, you guys. You, from the time you were born until, the time you figured out you're powerful, all that time in between, you have been reacting. And I know it sucks. Like, this is why I say, like, my kids, I'm going to teach them from a young age, because all that unlearning I had to do and a lot of my clients have to do, like, it's not that you have to unlearn everything and then get your manifestation. No, it's just a process. Like, you work on yourself, you get movement, and then you get movement that makes you motivated, that makes you aware of how powerful you are. So you work more on yourself and then you get more movement. And then next thing you know, you're married with SP, having 10 kids, right? Like, you have this happy marriage, happy relationship. Like, it's so worth it, you guys. It's so worth it. But if you're feeling any of those feelings I said, like if your head's in the past or your head's in the future and you just can't get a hold of your thoughts in that moment, do those things I suggested. They work. They worked for me. They work for almost every single client. Do you have to feel, again, I say this in every video, but I want to remind you guys, like, it's not necessary to feel or believe what you're affirming. Don't force or exhaust yourself to believe or feel an affirmation. You can receive everything you want just from a neutral place. Okay? So almost every single one of my manifestations, I never forced myself to feel or believe. I just practiced staying neutral, natural, neutral. If I get angry, if I get discouraged, I just bring myself back to the present moment. So I want to know if you guys, first of all, I want to know where all our viewers are from. I'm always interested. So comment down below where you guys are from. If you guys use like music to get you pumped up, or if you're working on, there's a specific song that just gets you like just motivated and you just feel like, you know what, I'm a pretty amazing person. Comment down below. I would love to hear like all this, and it doesn't even matter, you guys, like I listen to so many different like songs. It could be rap, it could be different countries, like everything. So I think it'll be interesting, and I'm sure the other viewers are interested as well. So let's help each other out. If you guys are interested in the Manifest Your SP Now course, it's going to be in the link in the description box down below. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. There's going to be really good news in the next video from me. So stay tuned, and love you guys. I intend every single one of you are patient, confident. I intend every single one of you watching this gets movement and you experience it. You realize that you're so powerful. You are a creator. You have been a reactor for quite some time, which is okay. It brought you here. It brought you to learn that you're actually a creator and that's your birthright. So can't wait to see you guys in the next video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.